Hey guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I apologise in advance for the noise. There's some renovations taking place in the place I live in. But we're still going to make this video because Marvel have a Deadpool dilemma. Now, we've seen the box office results for Deadpool and Wolverine, and it is the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time, like in terms of opening box office. Now, it could go on to become the highest rating R-rated movie of all time if it surpasses The Joker, which currently holds the record, I believe. But we're seeing now Marvel are relying very heavily on established characters and established stars. It's like at Comic-Con they announced that Robert Downey Jr. would be coming back as Victor Von Doom. They're relying very heavily on established stars. And this creates a dilemma because Hugh Jackman, for example, was Wolverine since 2001, I believe. We're talking 20-odd years at this point, 25-odd years he's been in that character. And now he's back as Wolverine after retiring after Logan, and he's expected to carry the MCU for the next whatever. I know they're considering a soft reboot. So I know that's where every Marvel commentator on YouTube is saying they're just getting to Secret Wars, they're going to do a soft reboot. But what if they don't do the soft reboot? This is the thing. Now, the next portion of this video will be spoiler heavy. So if you have not seen Deadpool and Wolverine or any of the recent Marvel movies, this is your point to click off. Thanks for joining me. Follow the socials. But if you haven't, I'll wait 3-4 seconds before I start revealing. 5 seconds. We'll give it 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so let's talk about spoilers for Deadpool and Wolverine and why I feel there's a big Marvel dilemma at the moment. So, in the movie we saw characters like Elektra, we saw characters like Johnny Storm, played by Chris Evans, who is Captain America. And yes, it got a pop in the cinema. That was the biggest pop in the cinema I was in, where, by pop I mean cheer in the cinema. It's a wrestling term, a pop. But we saw these characters that have been established already come back into the characters they've played for many years, or in Chris Evans' case, a character that he hasn't played in 20-odd years. But we saw Blade, especially Blade, come back into the character. And my thought when I saw Blade was, he looks old. He looks very old. But then I started thinking and I was like, he looks very old. That would be a fascinating storyline. And we have this Blade movie that's in production hell. We know there's a Blade movie in production hell that they just cannot get off the ground. They announced it in, 2019? It was meant to come out in, 2021, 2022. It is still not even started filming yet. It's not even, I don't believe they even have a script for it yet. So, you have all that going on. And you have Wesley Snipes over here, who's just come back as an iconic character, Blade. And it hit everyone's nostalgia really hard. Now, the Marvel dilemma is that, yes, Blade is a box office draw. They know that he can bring people in. If the movie's done right, Blade Trinity, he had 2 out of 3 great movies. Blade Trinity was a bit weak, but, the first 2 movies of Blade did very well. It's like the not Tom Holland, what's his name? Tobey Maguire situation, where, yes, Tobey was the definitive Spider-Man for a lot of people. That's the one he grew up on. A lot of people grew up on. I grew up on Tobey Maguire. And to bring him back into the MCU in No Way Home, people are like, oh, Tobey, I want Tobey. Now, I saw that and I was like, oh, this is a great little, epilogue to his story. But I don't feel like we need any more from Tobey Maguire. I feel like he's kind of at that point now where it's like, yeah, it's cool. He's an older Peter Parker. But I don't really see where he would fit into the MCU. I want to see more Tom Holland or, something else. I mean, the only one out of those 3 I would want to see a bit more from is Andrew Garfield, because he never got his 3rd movie, and I want to see what that would have been. I want to see how that would have went. But there's a lot of things here where when you rely too heavily on nostalgia, it becomes a problem of, well, let's just keep giving them what they want. The audience goers are speaking. They're saying, okay, we're going to go and see Deadpool and Wolverine. And yes, what's his name? Ryan Reynolds is a big box office draw. So is Hugh Jackman. So that movie was always going to do well. You're talking about the leader of the X-Men. Of course that movie's going to do well. But now we're in this dilemma of Marvel's looking at this and saying, "Oh, this movie did how much opening weekend? 211 million in the US alone, and $400 million worldwide in opening weekend. We need to do more of that. What is that doing? That's not that the Marvels didn't. Well, firstly, the Marvels didn't have a good story. I mean, the cats ate everyone. I'm never going to let Marvel live that down. They gave us cats eating everyone as like the transport unit. And look, the Marvels was meant to be a bit silly, but Miss Marvel was the only reason like to see that movie, in my opinion. Like Monica Rambeau, yeah, Captain Marvel's done more damage to the character. What's her name? Brie Larson's done more damage to her own reputation going out and attacking the fan base than anyone could have done to that movie to begin with. But Miss Marvel was excellent in that movie. I think she shined through, and I think Miss Marvel is a entity who will be marketable for years to come. I think she will grow and she will become a title character in the MCU. As we kind of wrap up Brie Larson as well, because I mean, she's done so much damage to Captain Marvel that let's just put it this way. There is a good portion of Marvel fans who will not see it just because Brie Larson's in it now, because she has been so vocal against, oh, well, if you don't see our movie, you are a, whatever she calls us. By us, I mean, like, the men portion of the fan base. If you don't see it, you know, you don't support women. It's like, dude, I support women. I just don't support you coming out and attacking the men every time. That is not a way to market a movie. The way to market a movie is, hey guys, I have a really good movie here. I'm hoping you enjoy it. I'm hoping you will see it. And if she does this more often, she will have a much better standing and more comic book fans will go and see her movies. But anyways, that's my rant about Brie Larson. Back to the topic. The Marvel dilemma is that when the box office starts saying like, okay, we want more of the same, we want more of the same, you get stuff like what happened at Comic-Con, where they just said, okay, here's Robert Downey Jr., here's the Russo brothers, here you go, you have it back. Oh, you want Iron Man? Here's Doctor Doom, but in my opinion, it's going to be a Tony Stark variant. They're saying it's Victor Von Doom, he's playing Victor Von Doom, but there's many ways that Tony Stark could become Victor Von Doom in a different universe. In saying that, it's still a weird choice because I still think they should have given it to a new actor. They should have given it to someone like Cillian Murphy, who I have been fan casting for years of, like, he should be Doctor Doom. Like, he has the look, he has the vibe, he's got so much going for him, and he just did Oppenheimer. So, yeah, I think there are a lot of things you can take away from what's happening in the box office right now. And it's just so... It's not frustrating, it's just so... a bit of a weird choice for them to continue... Well, look, they're going to continue drawing from the well while the well's paying out. So if they say, oh, well, this one did so well, but that one didn't do so well, what did this one do? Oh, we brought back Hugh Jackman. Okay. They're going to keep doing it. I think that is the problem. And it's, look, people say it's Marvel desperation. No, it isn't. It's Marvel marketing. It's Marvel HR who come in and say, hey, look at... Oh, the shareholders of Marvel, I should say, not HR. The shareholders say, hey, look, you made this much money when you did this with it. Why aren't you doing more of that? So, look, that's what's going to happen long term. They will probably rely on people like Hugh Jackman to come back. I mean, who haven't we seen yet? I mean, let me see who we haven't had. We haven't had the Punisher show up. I mean, they did mention him briefly in, what's it called? In Deadpool and Wolverine. They did briefly mention the Punisher went up against Cassandra Nova. And, yeah, apparently lost. And same with Daredevil, but, you know, we're not losing any sleep over Daredevil, like the Ben Affleck Daredevil I'm talking about. But, you know, what about if they brought back... Let me have a look at my Marvel collection. I've got a Marvel collection somewhere here, and I don't remember where I actually put it. What about Ghost Rider? What about Nicolas Cage playing that character so iconically? What if they just say, oh, well, this other stuff did so well, let's bring back Ghost Rider. And yes, a lot of people want to see that Ghost Rider. I personally want to see a new Ghost Rider. I think it's time to see new characters. But, you know, we're showing Marvel that, hey, we want to see the same stuff we've been seeing over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And they are going to keep giving us the same stuff over and over and over because we keep going to see it. And look, I love the Deadpool movie. You will not get me to speak ill will about the Deadpool movie. I'm just saying the dilemma they've created now is that, oh, Well, nostalgia sells. Just bring back Tony Stark. Oh, nostalgia sells. Why not bring back Captain America? Let's bring back Captain America. Oh, we want a new MCU? Here's the Fantastic Four, but what if we just brought back, what's his name? Reed Richards from 2005. I forget his name. He was in Titanic as well. He was, Is Anyone Alive Out There guy, you know? I forget his name. I should really remember his name. But, you know, there are certain aspects of where I'm like, that's cool and all, but I also want to see a new take on the characters. I want to see a new sort of perspective. Now, Elder Blade might be a good one. Elder Blade might be a good sort of Blade movie, like an aging, you know, with Blade, he's not exactly a vampire, a daywalker, an aging daywalker who can kind of like, I want to see a bit more of that. That would be cool. And I think that could make a good movie. That said, I still want to see a new Blade. I still think I want to see a new take on the character. It's like, we would not have got, and this is DC, I'm crossing the line with DC, we would not have got Heath Ledger's legendary take on the Joker if they just said, oh, well, let's just bring back Jack Nicholson. Everyone likes Jack Nicholson. He's a marketable entity. Let's just keep bringing him back year after year after year. Let's just keep using the same character. We wouldn't have got Heath Ledger's legendary portrayal. This is what I'm talking about. And look, say what you will about Jared Leto, but Jared Leto didn't really have the time to shine in that character. Everyone just completely destroyed him. But that was the start phase in Suicide Squad of what could have been a long-term Joker story. And everyone just ripped it apart of like, this is not the Joker. What are you saying? This is not the Joker. But that laugh is like, it's been, time has been good to that movie. And also, after seeing Snyder's cut of Justice League, seeing that Joker, what he eventually became, I want to see what happens when, like, Batman lets Harley Quinn die, or, like, you know, the Joker just completely loses it after Harley Quinn, or, like, you know, I want to see how that goes. That said, I still want to see Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, you know. There are different ways to do different characters, and what I'm trying to say is that I want to see different takes on different characters. But that's my own opinion. You don't have to agree, but if you disagree, jump down in my comments. Tell me why you disagree. Do you feel like it's time for a new take on different characters, or do you just prefer nostalgia? Do you want nostalgia back? Do you want to experience it like you did in 2001 with Tobey Maguire? Let me know in the comments, and also follow my socials. Yeah, I'll put them in the link here, and yeah, you can follow them if you want to, or don't. Doesn't matter. You're here watching my video. Peace.